Welcome to Ethiopia today. In this presentation, we will bring you the following updates. Eid Initiative Committee announces series programs as part of Great Ethiopian Homecoming. Eritrea calls for bilateral solution of Russia-Ukraine conflict. World leaders urged to dialogue and mediate to end Russia-Ukraine war. The details are as follow, and we invite you to stay tuned. First of all, we extend our heartfelt condolences to the 21 Muslims who have been killed in Gondar city of Ethiopia after an ambush by unidentified armed men during the burial ceremony. The violence was said to be unrelated to the Tigray conflict. Eid Initiative Committee announces series programs as part of Great Ethiopian Homecoming. We learned that the Eid Initiative National Committee has announced that a series of programs to be conducted over the coming days as part of the Great Ethiopian Homecoming. The Joint Committee Chairperson, Ustaz Abubakar, during a press briefing told ENA the Eid Initiative will be celebrated with a series of programs in Ethiopia. The first Eid Expo said to have been opened at Exhibition Center on the 27th of April, and welcoming program held in the afternoon for guests who are arriving from abroad. A grand Ethiopian street iftar also was held on Friday during Salat. Many iftar programs were held in several towns and cities, but the planned grand iftar is expected to excel them, Ustaz Abubakar told ENA. The programs will be used to promote the values of Islam for peaceful coexistence with others and for the benefit of the country, he noted. Ustaz Abubakar urged participants of the programs to make contributions with a view to supporting the needy people affected by the conflict and drought. Eritrea calls for bilateral solution of Russia-Ukraine conflict. Eritrea, one of Africa's most prominent supporters of Russia, has sent a delegation to Moscow amid the Ukraine conflict, in what the country's officials say is meant to strengthen ties, according to the East African report. The calls were made on Thursday after a senior Eritrean delegation composed of Minister of Foreign Affairs Osman Saleh and Presidential Advisor Yamana Babrab began a two-day working visit in Russia. According to a statement issued by the Eritrean Ministry of Information, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov briefed the Eritrean delegation on the genesis of the conflict in Ukraine, the objectives of Russia and the current situation during the meeting held on Thursday in Moscow. The Eritrean delegation reiterated Asmara's principled position and called on Russia and Ukraine to find a bilateral solution to the conflict. Bilaterally, Eritrea and Russia agreed on concrete measures to upgrade their political, diplomatic, trade, investment, educational and cultural ties, Yemeni Geba Meskel, Eritrean information minister, said on his Twitter page. We learned that Eritrea was invited for the working visit by Mr. Lavrov. The Horn of Africa country was the only African country which voted against a UN General Assembly resolution on March 2, 2022 deploring Russia's invasion and demanding for the immediate end of Russia's military operations in Ukraine. The resolution eventually passed, but Eritrea, Belarus, Syria and North Korea stood out for opposing it and siding with Russia. Now the Eritrean government is calling on all parties to resolve the crisis through peaceful means. African countries were divided on the voting, which saw support by 141 out of the 193 UN member states. Out of the 54 African states, only 28 voted in favor of the resolution, while 17 African countries abstained from voting, including Algeria, South Africa, and Angola. 8 African countries, including Ethiopia, Cameroon and Morocco, refrained from submitting a vote. World leaders urged to dialogue and mediate to end Russia-Ukraine war. Global peace campaigner Professor Samuel Otto Duncan has warned that the world was on the verge of plunging into World War III, unless world leaders take urgent action to avert another global catastrophe. He said that world leaders should not sit aloof while scores of innocent lives and infrastructure were being destroyed day in and day out in Ukraine. He therefore made a passionate appeal to President Vladimir Putin of Russia and his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky to dialogue to end the war, which has so far resulted into nearly 4 million Ukrainians becoming refugees and hundreds of thousands of others internally displaced. Professor Duncan, who is the President General of the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission, made the appeal in an exclusive interview with the Ghanaian Times at Wusokrom in the Central Region over the last weekend. He was speaking against the backdrop of his global campaign to promote peace worldwide. The war, he said, had affected the world in such an unprecedented manner that major exports from the two countries had been affected, thereby leading to price hikes around the world, including Ghana. Consequently, he urged the leadership of the two countries to end the war to ensure global peace for humanity. As part of his global peace mission, Professor Duncan said he had instituted an annual peace lecture series to propagate peace messages to world leaders about its importance to development of countries of the world. Earlier, Professor Duncan on April 10 this year delivered the fourth public lecture, which was held on the theme, Targeting Leadership Across the Globe to Achieve Global Peace. The event, held at the University of Cape Coast, was also used to launch a 5-year strategic plan for the sustenance of the global peace mission. Speaking further on conflicts around the world, Professor Duncan regretted that huge sums of money spent on wars could be used to alleviate poverty and improve the lives of people. Unfortunately, he said, wars continued to rob the world of joy, the reason why man was created, and said, it was time practical steps were taken by world leaders to end ethnic, political, and social injustices, religious intolerance, terrorism, dictatorship, poverty, greed, corruption, immorality and disease, which was the vision of the center. The economic impact of violence to global economy, he stated, was $13.6 trillion in 2015, saying, this money can alleviate poverty in Africa and it is unacceptable. He said, the Center of Awareness Global Peace Mission will form peace groups and associations in every country worldwide and link them up in an international movement of peace, IMFP. Professor Duncan was optimistic that engagements with world leaders and implementation of the center's strategic action plans would make the world peaceful and prevent a third world war. According to him, it was necessary for all to appreciate and acknowledge the importance of man on earth and desist from acts that destroyed the creation of God. The founder of COA GPM appealed to organizations, individuals and philanthropists to commit resources to the COA GPM fund to help advance the global peace agenda. Are you looking to earn working remotely, from anywhere with maximum flexibility and convenient? Do you have a talent or services to offer to your clients? You have great chance of working on several jobs or projects for multiple clients at one time. Or are you a business owner or employer who are looking for hiring freelancer to work on your project? Well, if that's yes, please click the link below to learn more about and get started.
Thanks for staying with us. If you enjoyed our presentation, give us a like and share to your social contacts. And also don't forget to subscribe and tap on the notification bell if this is your first time. Please also check on our collection of favorites on the description section below. See you on our next video. Many thanks.